Hey guys, wanted to share with you my new Frankenwatch. I've never actually seen a review done on a Frankenwatch. I've seen some write-ups on them before, but never an actual YouTube video. And this was something that I'd always kind of wanted to take on as a project and feel that maybe some other people might too. So just kind of wanted to walk you through how I did this, some things you can look for, and maybe just some advice. Obviously, you're looking at the Omega Seamaster Professional. It's got the ceramic bezel on it, but then you'll notice when the light catches it, it has the old dial that was on the older Seamaster, the one with the stainless steel bezel. That was the one that I originally fell in love with from the Pierce Brosnan Goldeneye movie. So I always actually really liked the dial from that, but I obviously really like the new ceramic bezel. So this was kind of a perfect mix of the two. And I had been looking for this watch, just a complete ceramic version of the Seamaster Professional on eBay for some time, and they kind of gravitate around the $2,500 mark, used, maybe even upwards of $3,000, depending on the condition and if it comes with box and papers and things like that. And then one day, a listing popped up. I set an eBay alert for a OEM Seamaster case bezel crystal dial. And I was like, what is that? And clicked on it. And this guy had got his hands on 4 different OEM cases that places like Ofri, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing Ofri right, but it's a website that sells a lot of genuine Omega parts. So if something breaks, they can contact them and they can get you new parts. They sell a lot of hands and date dials and things like that. Anyways, so he got his hands on 4 of these cases and bezels, and it was kind of like a full set. It had everything pretty much except for the movement and the spring bars. It had the anti-magnetic back. It had the caseback with the engraved little Omega thing. It does not have a serial number though, as it's a kind of a replacement part and not an actual kind of ready to go watch. So I bought that. That was $900. So for the case, the ceramic bezel, the old school Wavy dial, which fits in this, it's the same 41 millimeter case in that stainless steel original model, so it fit without a problem. Then the challenge of finding the right movement. So I talked to the gentleman that I bought the combination of things from and kind of asked him what the other people had bought the other 3 combinations did. And I guess the movement that goes into this finished watch is basically like a modified ETA 2892 A2-A2. So what Omega does is they take that, they modify it with their signed rotor, and then they also add their kind of now famous coaxial escapement. This coaxial escapement, I guess, does not change the overall dimensions of the movement. So a regular ETA 2892 A2 movement will fit in here just perfectly. So the next step was obviously finding that movement. I looked on eBay, and it was kind of funny. I found a brand new ETA 2892 movement. It was branded on the rotor. It said David Yurman. So it was I guess it was either in one of those watches and pulled out, or maybe an OEM replacement movement for a David Yurman watch. But so I bought that. That was $300. So now we're up to $1,200. Then I went to the ofri.com website for the hands, and you can see it's got all the original hands. It's got the hour marker with the loom dot, the minute marker with the loom triangle, and then the seconds hand with the red tip on it. I got those 3 hands, and then I got the authentic Omega date dial, because the date dial on the David Yurman movement was white with black letters, and this has a specific font for Omega, as well as it's black with white font. So I wanted to make sure that it was accurate. So I think all that together was about $100. The 3 hands and the date dial were about $100. So now we're up to $1,300. And then obviously it did not come with a bracelet. It just was the case. I went to Crown and Buckle, and they've got a really nice, I think it's called the Fat spring bars. Obviously 20 millimeters wide. I bought a set of those, and then one of their premium NATO straps. This is a navy blue with polished kind of details on it. So let me obviously you've seen enough of a wrist shot. This is a 41 millimeter watch, and my wrist is 7-inch wrist, pretty much spot on 7 inches. So just for your reference, it's a pretty good fit. But I'll take it off and kind of just move it around so you can see some different angles on it. It was a really cool project. I think it's for me, I kind of like challenges, so it was neat to have to kind of piece everything together. I don't know, it was neat. And I guess I didn't finish off the story. And there's the Omega seal right there. You can see the back. So no question that it's authentic. I won't say who the gentleman was I bought it from, but he actually owns his own watch band company. It's not Crown and Buckle, but he makes custom watch bands, and I'm sure if I said the name of the company, you would have heard of it, but didn't want to use his name if he didn't tell me explicitly that I could. So, but yeah, so when I got all the parts together, I took it over to a local watchmaker, and he put it together in about an hour or less, and it was $50. So all in all, for $1,450 for all the parts and everything like that, it was all together, and this is it. So I may end up buying the metal bracelet down the road. I actually would probably try to get the Speedmaster bracelet. I prefer the Speedmaster bracelet to the Seamaster for some reason. So who knows, maybe down the road I'll do that. But for now, I'm really enjoying the NATO strap. It's really comfortable, and I think the blue navy really works well with the blue ceramic, and it just looks, they look very, very good together. It's got the helium escape valve there. The crown is fairly smooth. I think it's still, since it's brand new, the gaskets are still kind of breaking in, so it's a little bit rough at certain spots, but it's definitely pretty smooth. Yeah, so just recommendations if you're going to think about doing this. I think Omega is a really good brand to look for cases or to do a Frankenwatch project. I also have seen Tudors on eBay. That was actually what got me interested in doing a Frankenwatch. I almost bought a Tudor Heritage Black Bay that a gentleman had gotten from an estate sale, and then bought an ETA 2824 movement, which fits pretty much right into those. They modify those slightly. I think they might just do a kind of like a signed rotor thing, but very minimal modification, and the 2824 will fit right in there. And I think that watch ended up selling on eBay for about $1,300. So just about what I ended up putting into this to get this all going. But let's go ahead and do a Loom Shot real quick, because the Loom is really cool in this. It's got a really neat green glow. So here's the Loom on the Seamaster Professional Frankenwatch. You can see the replacement OEM hands that I got from Ofri have a slightly more white or blue loom to them, whereas the old school Wavy dial has more of a green loom to it. So kind of a cool effect at night. And I'm sorry about it not being able to get it in focus, but definitely very, very legible. So very nice loom. I'd have to do a bezel twist. Good bezel click. On all my watches, I think that my Tudor Heritage Black Bay, I have a non-Frankenwatch Tudor Heritage Black Bay I did a review on. That's probably my favorite bezel sound. But this one's pretty good. It's got a good click to it. And it's 120, whereas the Tudor's 60. So some people prefer one or the other. But anyways, that's an overview of the watch. Really fun project for anyone that's into that. Obviously, it's got some hassle factor to it, but when you look at getting a complete watch for $1,400 and a good story behind it, I think it's definitely worth it. Obviously, I'd be spending more if I tracked down a real bracelet for it. So I may end up only saving a little bit under $1,000 if I got the bracelet. Obviously, I don't have the box or papers because it didn't come with that. So just stuff to keep in mind if you take on the project of doing a Frankenwatch. Thanks for watching.